What's going on, guys? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. I've been having a ton of fun with Overwatch too. I can't wait for the new features to come out. I wish there was a ranked mode out already, but for now I've just been having fun trying out the different characters, testing some of my meta theory crafting, so I'm pretty happy. But the community seems upset, angry about everything. In today's news roundup video, we're going to take a look at the subjects that are annoying the Overwatch community, whether it's decisions made with the beta, monetization drama, a whole lot to discuss. We'll get into all of it after this quick break. Today's video sponsor is so easy to promote because I was a fan of their products for years before they sponsored the channel. That's right, Manscaped, back at it again, the absolute best that you can get when it comes to male grooming. Today we're talking about the Platinum Package 4.0, which gives you everything you need to look and feel your best. Manscaped's ultra premium body wash is infused with aloe vera and sea salt so you look and smell good. The 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner is non-greasy with hydrating antioxidants that make your hair feel great, and I use it on my beard. The star of the show is the Lawnmower 4.0 with a built-in light, waterproof, so it's great to be used in the shower, and of course the skin safe technology, the extra guard, makes you feel comfortable using it on all areas of your body without injury. They got zero residue deodorant. Ooh, that smells great. It's aluminum free, so it won't leave pit stains on your armpits, so you don't feel nervous when you go talk to that girl that you've been checking out at the gym all week. Ball deodorant is for odor protection after you shower, and ball toner is great for a midday pick-me-up. The Weed Whacker is perfect for your nose and ear hairs, so you don't end up looking like your stepdad. And two freebies, the Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs. That's a big package, fellas. The Platinum Package 4.0 has everything you could want. Check it out with a link in the description. Head on over to manscaped.com/Overwatch and use our promo code at checkout to get 20% off and free shipping. The first controversy is the Support a Streamer program, which is still running now. If you gift one of the approved streamers on the list 3 subscriptions, equating to $15, you get a Brigitte medic skin. And if you're like me and an old-time Blizzard fan, I'm going to pay extra for every StarCraft skin they put in this game. So of course, I paid mine, but there's quite a few fans, players, and content creators that are upset at this system because not everybody's Twitch accounts were involved. And if you were, say, a smaller streamer that plays the game more regularly than some of the names on this list, why should they be able to get gifted subs in the elite list when small streamers are struggling out here? So while yes, the rich get richer when XQC gets invited to this event, I'm actually unsure where this culture developed. There seems to be a sentiment that we, the audience, and everyone else in Blizzard should support small streamers, when I see it from the opposite point of view. Here's my bucket of cold water for small streamers. If you weren't invited to this one, work to grow your profile by improving your content, and I hope you're able to get in the next one. I hope I'm able to get into the next one. We've seen many creators build themselves up in this community, and it isn't done by Blizzard handouts. It's done by making content of value for the community. So work on that. I'm not even on the streamer list. I benefited nothing from this program. And considering the years and years of terrible relations with their content creators, specifically me, by the way, so this means more coming from me. I hope you understand. I have to be happy that they're including anyone at all. From the community's point of view, a lot of players are, I think, maybe taken aback by this switch to free to play. The growing pains are real, where now this medic skin is $15, which is kind of in the ballpark of like the Reinhardt BlizzCon exclusive skin that Blizzard used to take that money, but now it's going to Twitch. I'm fine with this because free to play is the future, so the pain of ripping off this band-aid, just get it out of the way. Don't expect to get all the cosmetics in Overwatch 2. That's not how the game's going to work anymore. But the cool part about this, the scarcity of it will increase the serotonin into your brain when you finally do see someone with it, as opposed to Overwatch now, where all the skins are so easy to get, none of them really feel that rare, and you're not really expecting any surprises when you are selecting your heroes and your teammate pulls out a skin. It's just whatever. Next subject, I want to make a correction on the new DPS passive, which I was very confused about. And based on hearing so many other creators explain it, they seem to be confused about it as well. The way the new DPS passive actually works is you will retain 100% of your ult points, which is a invisible number behind the scenes, but roughly like how much damage you did is how many points you have. And you can freely swap hero to hero, keeping that ult charge, but capped out at 30% of the new hero. What's really cool about this is if you go out, lose a fight, most DPS ults are relatively similar. So whatever you swap to, it's not like you're losing anything. The only way you lose something is if the new hero that you swap to, their 30% cap would have been lower than the amount of ult points your old hero had. Does that make sense? But honestly, even in some cases where I say swapped from 50% of Junk Tire into Genji, even losing that 20%, whatever the ult points behind the scenes actually are, is better because I'm on a better pick with a better ult. So altogether, the DPS passive is way better than I thought it was. Not as good as 10% move speed, obviously, but a lot healthier for the game, I might add, and better for a player like me who loves to counter pick and swap. So the only way you wouldn't want to counter pick is if you almost had your ult, because using any ult is probably better than counter picking. But if you are a ways off your ult, you should always swap because there's more upsides than downsides, even if you lose a little bit of points. That was a cool thing I learned the other day. All right, next up, players are mad about the Symmetra and Mercy changes. The first impression of the beta 2 changes to Mercy was that they were making super jump automated, which removed some of the skill mastery of the character. So if you were a diehard Mercy player, it's sort of a resident sleeper change where you lose your muscle memory of how you had to do it before, but also it loses how special it was that you knew the tech and mastered it and other players didn't. Now you don't have to master it and everyone can do it. It's a bit understandable because the developers are trying to take what was actually a bug and make it an dedicated ability in Overwatch 2, but the current iteration of it is kind of wacky in my opinion. Some of that super fast GA hectic movement snapping back and forth that you used to be able to do just in Valkyrie form, you now can do with the momentum of the new super jump. The gameplay in the background, this enemy Mercy is doing it against me and it's just a nightmare to hit. Now, they're not really mastering it, I don't think. They're just kind of spamming it, so it's a little bit predictable, but I think potentially a lot stronger. Weaker, of course, against hit scans, but kind of a nightmare for a lot of other characters to even have a chance of hitting Mercy with. So now that you can do this movement, I think is stronger than the original version. So players that were worried that it was going to be weaker, I don't think that ended up being the case, but we'll have to track this and see what they end up doing. Remember, we're just in beta, so they're still trying to figure out the philosophy and decisions of the game. So it's good for them to test this out and make a decision. Or we have another Overwatch players are angry story, but I kind of like mixing in between lighter stuff between those. So they finally seem to enable the new map Rio in the map, or at least I was able to get into it. So the gameplay in the background is me playing on it. I think it's the prettiest new map. A lot of the feedback I have been seeing about the maps in Overwatch 2 is that the dynamic lighting, as they call it, just sort of feels like blinding orange. Like a cool idea and concept that we could have the same competitive maps that feel different based on the time of day, but I'm not sure the beta is showcasing it in the prettiest way possible. Rio, on the other hand, is gorgeous as a map. Perhaps because this is the one they polished up to show off at BlizzCon Line, particularly, I believe, because there is PvE components in this map, maybe even like the first level. So they're able to make use of their work from the campaign. If you thought the other maps in Overwatch 2 had flanks, this feels like a Call of Duty map, I gotta be honest. The most severe high ground, lots of little rooms, lots of places to go. This might be the hardest map to jump into, but one that I think you'll appreciate once you learn all the angles of it, and there are many. My suggestion is to try to play mobile characters for a while on this map, particularly ones that can either climb up or jump up, because if you don't, the enemy can really easily get positioning above you. But that's what we need to see out of the Overwatch 2 maps. Another good addition. Map variety is going to be key for this game. A little bit of anti-synergy now that there's Junker Queen, who doesn't jump up, getting played on Rio, a map that you have to walk around to get to the stairs when other characters can just jump on high ground. But this isn't the time to complain, all right? This is beta testing phase. People are testing that Junker Queen can't jump, and we're learning it. That's what these games are for. All right, this is too much positivity. It's supposed to be an angry video. Next subject. There's a lot of players upset about the Symmetra changes. And to be honest, this one I kind of agree with, because they dumpstered Symmetra. If you don't remember from the patch notes, Teleporter builds in a second, and they made Sim's damage a lot more reliable, so you can hit it easier on the really flanky nature of the game. Somewhat, I guess. But they dropped the damage down to 90 on a full charge orb, and it takes longer to charge it. And I just think that's way overkill. I don't know what they're going to do with Symmetra, because she was kind of carried by how OP her teleporter into sentry turrets were. The strongest example being teleporting into the window of Lijiang Night Market and setting up sentries that the enemy just can't get around, and then you win the point for free. Frankly, that gameplay sucks, okay? If anyone from Blizzard's watching this, not cool. Nobody wants to play against that. Countering it isn't very interesting. And while in theory you can do interesting things with teleporter rush routes, they're going to have to rethink her. Frankly, they already have been. They've been discussing maybe making her a support, but the problem with that is if they say let her turrets heal, they're very situational, and then you have to kind of camp around the turrets anyway, which isn't so fun for your team. So they want to find something that is both fun and additive, but also unique. And that's a little bit trickier in Overwatch 2 because the rules of the game are a lot more defined. Whereas Overwatch 1, they were more creative, but broke the meta every other hero. So I think we should give them a little bit of patience on this one. I also think it's not so useful to see the data of Symmetra in the beta when everyone's playing deathmatchy styles anyway. Symmetra is going to look more viable when you're playing the full comp with her. She's a teamwork style hero, but I almost wouldn't overreact to how weak Sim is in this version, because I think what the devs' intention is to enable the team play part of it, but they definitely did gut the damage so much that you're not really going to win any duels now. Even worse, like regardless of it having more reliable damage, which is a kind of a silly way for them to take it, to be honest. I personally think half of her kit feels like it belongs in the support category with the new rule set of Overwatch 2. Imagine if she had average level healing, just rework her entire kit, make her heal something, I don't know, give her half a mercy staff or something, whatever, but also had the teleport. Teleport feels like a deployable that you play around, similar to, I don't know, like Batiste Lamp. Like it's a play that you add to the stack of the game, and I'd prefer actually if they took that out of the DPS category more. And I'd like to see more game sense MOBA abilities in the support category, because DPS have enough toys as it is. And tanks, well, you guys know from my previous video how I feel about the tanks. They're very strong, even with Zen being OP right now. Last section of the video, I tweeted out asking you guys what you thought about the beta, particularly console players, because they were getting their hands on it for the first time. So it was interesting to see a new flock of players have the mixed opinions about the game. Obviously a limited and biased sample size asking our audience what they think, because you should like Overwatch somewhat if you follow the channel, right? So I would say a big percentage of positivity, criticism and nitpicks here or there. Some players missing Overwatch 1, but that's bound to happen when the devs make fundamental changes to the game. That's not going away. But some players upset that they couldn't get beta access easily, and Blizzard put instant access behind a paywall, which, step one, I would almost say isn't too egregious. With just that information, I can be like, well, Blizzard wants to roll it out in stages, scale up capacity, and they also could just sell you the skins, not giving you access. Would you feel better about that? Maybe not, because ultimately what we're playing here isn't the final product. It is the beta, where they're testing things. But on the other hand, gating who can get in like this is frustrating because we're all dealing with the long queue times. To try to ease everybody's worries about this, because I, of course, am worried about it too, this queue time issue seemed to be one of the most important ones they wanted to address overall with the game. So in the twilight years of Overwatch 1, that's the one they were trying to adjust. And maybe it wasn't on the tip of the tongue for us meta nerds. That is why some of the last things we got was the priority pass and crossplay for consoles, for example. These are buffs to the queue times of the game. And I think another thing we might look at, whatever competitive 2.0 changes are due soon TM, or when we can expect tournaments and things like that. While on one hand, I'm worried about them making certain roles more fun than others, so the queue times are just going to be bad. It is just the beta. More new things are in those roles, so I think we can be patient. But I also think they've got multiple strings on their bow to handle this problem when the game comes out. Like, for example, even if we imagine that playing Gigatank has more wait time in quick play or ranked when Overwatch 2 comes out, I always thought that a benefit that a tournament system might do is that if there was a bigger community aspect to the game, more players might want to learn more roles in order to fit into their team. So For example, in normal matchmaking, you just click the button of the exact thing you want, and well, that's what you'll wait to get. But if you've got a friends list or a clan or something, and only 5 of you can play, and you want to play with your friends, well, you got to decide who gets what role, right? That sort of has an automatic way of filtering out people into support, which is at the moment the least popular role. That's one example. Another one I'd look to is them improving the priority pass system, soft MMR resets on the season, kind of like crunch people down to a closer MMR, ideally so that you just get in the games faster and then climb and separate from one another. I just want to know more about the game and the more things they're doing. So while everybody else seems to be upset today, and this week, I'm looking at the bright side of things. I'm anticipating the next news drop with bated breath. Sooner we can know more about Comp 2.0 and the better. That's everything we're going to have in today's video. If you want to support the channel, be sure to check our link in the description. Head on over to manscaped.com and use our promo code Overwatch at checkout to get 20% off and free shipping. Pick yourself up a Platinum Package 4.0. You're gonna love it. If you enjoyed this video, leave it with a like, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to actually get notified when our videos come out. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. We'll see you guys next time.